Welcome to Motions Monday, where we take an emotional word of the day and we define that word according to the dictionary. We describe that word in daily living and we decide one solution. Are we going to increase or decrease this emotion in our life? Today's emotional word of the day is bothered. The dictionary defines bothered as being concerned about something. Whether it has to do with a circumstance or event, it causes you to feel worried. It causes you to be bothered, disturbed, or upset because of this thing that's taking place or this thing that might take place. So it causes you to feel bothered. Now let's describe this in daily living. When someone feels bothered, it could be because there's a friend, a neighbor, or family member that annoys you. Someone who either causes trouble or trouble just seems to follow them and they bring that trouble to you. When a coworker keeps bothering you and becomes a pest because they're distracting you from your work all the time, a family member who causes you to feel uncomfortable when you're around them, because of what they say or because of how they treat you, or it might be you get bothered because of how they treat other people. Maybe they're being a bully to somebody else in the family and you don't agree with it, or maybe they're not allowing other people to express themselves and they're always taking over the family conversations or taking over whatever's happening and doesn't allow for other people to feel comfortable or to feel included, and that bothers you. When a situation makes you feel uneasy, if that situation causes you anxiety or causes you to worry, you can be bothered thinking in your mind about the problem over and over. This now, because it's something that doesn't sit well with you and you can't figure out how to solve it, it could be something that went from a small incident or a little offense or just something you disagreed with to something that you're constantly thinking about. So now you're bothered by it because it's lasting longer than it should. It's causing a disruption in how you live and how you think and how you move, or it's just causing you to be upset and you want to resolve it. So this thing that hasn't been taken care of, hasn't gone away, is causing you to feel bothered by it. And when you're bothered, right, it's hard to focus because you're annoyed at that time. You're starting to get more and more upset or frustrated. So it takes you off the course that you were on when you were taking care of just your daily life. But now this thing has come and it's come to interrupt what you were peacefully going about doing. If I could give you a visual of being bothered, think of it as if somebody came to you and you were happily on a beach, having a good time, wearing regular beach shirt, beach shorts, and you were comfortable and you were relaxed. And they came to you on the beach and they gave you this big wool sweater that was way too big, way too hot, and it was heavy. And of course, you're on the beach with a wool sweater that's big and long and heavy and also itchy. It's just itching you. That's what it feels like to be bothered, right? You were going along, you were happy, you were relaxed, everything was good. And then someone comes and does something, or now causes you to be part of something, like putting on that wool sweater. And now you're itchy and uncomfortable and probably getting very hot and annoyed and bothered. And so what you're trying to do is get back to where you just had your beach clothing on and you were comfortable and you were relaxed and you weren't too hot and you weren't too cold. But this sweater is on you and you have to get the sweater off of you. So it's going to take a while to get back to your natural state that you were in before you had the sweater. Sometimes people will bring to you problems and situations that make you feel like you just put on a wool sweater that was way too heavy, way too big, and itchy. And now you're uncomfortable and you can't do anything else until you've taken off this itchy, large, big wool sweater. And so being bothered can sometimes be like that. It's not enough to ruin your day necessarily. It's not enough to change the course of your life. It's not something traumatic, but it is enough that it gets your attention and you have to deal with it. And sometimes it wastes time that you didn't want to waste. It interrupts this nice, peaceful, steady journey that you were on when it shows up. And so when we think about being bothered, we're going to make a decision. I think we're going to decide to let go of this negative emotion of being bothered because it causes you to feel uncomfortable. It causes you to go from being peaceful and calm to being worried, upset, disturbed. And that's not an emotion that we want to keep. We don't want to lose valuable time. We don't want to lose resources or energy or put effort into something that's not going to give us anything good in return, right? So we want to take off that itchy wool sweater as quickly as possible. We want to let go of being bothered as quickly as possible. And so you want to ask yourself, is this thing, this situation, this person worth me feeling this way? Is it necessary? Can I choose to just speak my piece, say what I need to say, and then let this thing go? Right? So a person comes, they want to give you that itchy wool sweater while you're on the beach, and you say, no, thank you. I'm not going to take the sweater. I'm not going to try the sweater on. I'm not going to wear the sweater. I'm not going to argue about the sweater. I'm going to choose to keep wearing my comfortable beach clothing, keep having a good day, and not allow somebody else to give you something, put something on, put something in your way that takes you off track, that annoys you, that disrupts you, upsets you, or causes you to worry and takes you off your path. So when it comes to being bothered, we're going to say, nope, thank you. And we're going to choose to decrease that emotion, reject that emotion from our lives, and continue to have peace, to have calm, to have stability. So thank you for joining me for this Emotions Monday, looking at the emotional word of the day. And this is Jessie Martinez, author, therapist, and coach, helping you to master your emotions.